introduce about the internal respiratory system. First, when you inhale, the oxygen goes into your mouth or nose, which is during inhalation, and it follows into pharynx and larynx. As you can see, this book, it has the order that how O2 oxygen goes into capillaries. As I said previously, oxygen goes into pharynx, then larynx. It is transferred to trachea, primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and finally into capillaries. Alveoli is a small organ that is around the bronchioles. If you zoom in, this white line is the bronchioles and this pink block is the alveoli. It has the definition of alveoli in this book. Alveoli is tiny organs that let oxygen get into our body. It is located on the edge of the bronchioles. Okay, so it is on the edge, and these buttons are capillaries. Capillaries is a net that is around the alveoli. So as you just see the order, it goes into trachea and then to the primary bronchi and then to the secondary bronchi and then to the bronchioles and then to the bronchioles, then to the alveoli, then to the capillaries. These are lungs. If you see the definition here, there are right lung and left lung. This says that this is the right lung and that one's the left lung. Right lung has 3 lobes and it is located more back than the left lung. Left lung has 2 lobes. It is more smaller than right lung. It has space for heart on the right side of the lungs. So each lung has lobes, but they don't have the same amount of lobes. As you can see, the height of these lungs are not same. This right lung is more located more back, so this left lung is more in front. If you see the definition, left lung has a space for heart on the right side of the lung. If you go here, it really has the space for the heart. Heart is for pumping out the blood to lungs to take the oxygen. So below these lungs, there is a diaphragm. As you just saw, it moves in front and back with this piston. Because if you see the diaphragm definition, the diaphragm is muscle that enlarges the lungs when you inhale. Enlarges when you inhale. It is shaped like a parachute and it is located right below the lungs. As you can see, it is located right below the lungs, and it says it enlarges when you inhale. This moves front and back because of the machine over here. When the cow spawns and go into this bottom, and it dies, and it falls over here. It dies and spawns another one. If the cow goes to the string, it lets the machine goes front, and if the cow dies, it falls into here and dies, and it spawns the other one by the redstone that is connected to the spawner. Cow spawner over here. Cow just died and then spawns the other one and keeps like that. So it moves like this, and when the cow falls down, that is the exhale, and if the cow goes over here to the string and it moves this up, that's when it's inhalation. So there is a rib cage over here, on top of the lungs. If you see the definition, rib cage. Rib cage is a bone that protects lungs and the organ inside the lung. It gets bigger with the lung during inhalation. As you see, the diaphragm can enlarge too in the inhalation. Lungs get bigger during inhalation too, and the ribcage on top of the lung gets bigger too. It is a bone that protects. If this ribcage breaks, it will give damage to these lungs, and it will also give damage to breathing. Ribcage can protect really well. It has 12 of them on one side. It has one over here, but I didn't make it to show how it looks like on the top. It's supposed to have 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It only has 7, but it should have 12. Yeah. And thank you for watching.